In Clackamas County, we're having really extreme weather patterns. We're seeing more diseases and pests in our forest land and croplands. But one of the worst things that we've seen recently was the 2020 wildfires that affected Clackamas County.
We have asked our landowners and our producers what are their greatest needs and biggest concerns, and we took that information and partnered with other organizations.
One of the ways that we responded was the OWEB Wildfire Recovery Grant. With that grant, we were able to assist landowners that were affected by those fires by coordinating contractor crews in order to remove dead and dying trees and also replant new seedlings. We also helped fire-affected landowners by participating in a program called the NRCS Regional Conservation Partnership Program with Sustainable Northwest. A lot of the earlier money that was available for landowners to do this fire recovery work was just for the larger fire footprints, so the Riverside Fire and the Beachy Creek Fire, and that left all the people that were in the smaller fire footprints without a lot of help. And so this funding is different because it covers all of those different areas.
When 2020 fires started hitting just in the Estacada area, it was a wake-up call to folks in that area about fuel loads and things that they had on their property that could exacerbate the issue. Landowners who wanted to do that work needed to go through a qualified agency in order to conduct that work, and we were an agency that was allowed to take on those grants, apply for them, administer them, and make sure that the money that was coming from the state was getting on the ground in the way that they intended. We do that through contracting. We worked really closely with those contractors to do pre-commercial thinning and to do mastication, which is basically a big mower that comes and eats up all the brush. And then also did some pruning, and so getting the tree heights to where the lower limbs are limbed up to 8 to 10 feet so that they aren't able to catch from the ground fires. So we work with landowners who really don't have the capabilities, a lot of them, to do this themselves, to get them money and these contractors and coordinate all that work so that it can happen on properties where it probably wouldn't happen otherwise.
When we're talking about invasive plants, there's a lot of our noxious weeds that are well adapted to fire conditions, and some of them that are very flammable. So good examples of that are blackberry and Scotch broom, which are very common here in Western Oregon. We're actively controlling a lot of these plants in a post-fire scenario, especially in some of our natural areas. But even more than that, we've got a lot of plants that are well adapted to the disturbance that happens post-fire, and they can actually exclude native vegetation from regenerating post-fire. So getting on the ground, being able to control those invasive weeds before they completely just expand and take over, allows these natural systems to regenerate and grow back into healthy forests.